Salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and in today's video, yes, I'm taking a look at another Opinel. Now, this is probably one of the better known ones. This is the Walnut Wood series. This is my favorite size, the number 6, and before you ask, or try remembering, how many number 6s do I have? Well, the truth is, I actually have 5 Opinel number 6s. I've got an oak one, I've got a walnut one, I have this one, which I have yet to review, which is in Paduke wood. I have my first one, actually, the carbon steel beech wood, and lastly, probably my second or third favorite one, olive. So this is so far my collection of number 6 Opinels. You can tell I really like this pattern, and I will probably continue to collect any new ones if I find them, provided, of course. But this one is the walnut version. It's got that nice Viroblock ring, number 6, made in France. Just pop it open. 12C27 blade. This is the dual ring lock, so you can lock it like this or like this. Either way, doesn't matter. Fully open, this is about 6.5 inches, I believe. I think so. I'm not entirely certain. I will have to check. I don't remember the length very well. I never actually really remember dimensions all that well. But this knife is probably my favorite and most commonly carried traditional-ish knife. And I say that because Opinel number 6s to me are perfect because it's the smallest size that has a lock. But yet it's not so small that it can't be used. The entire blade is sharpened. There is no choil or anything under there. It's fully sharpened. 12C27 Sandvik blade. Very nice quality. Razor thin. Look at that. And a nice walnut shaft here. I cannot express how much I like the number 6 pattern. It's always been my favorite. It was my first Opinel too, which definitely does not make me biased at all. This is my first Opinel knife ever, and I didn't even discover these on my own. It was a present, and when I got it, I was instantly sold. It was a Christmas present for 2020, I believe, and I've just loved this knife ever since. I should actually probably do a re-review on it, because my first one was very short and kind of incoherent, like all of my videos. And I probably should do a re-review. Also, an update on it. It's developed a very nice patina over time. It now looks really nice and aged. The beechwood apparently also absorbs the oils in your hand, and it turns a darker shade, I believe, as well. So this has really... it's gotten to look even better than when I first got it. But, so that's the beechwood one. Here's the new walnut version, which has a much darker look to it. Here it is next to one of my favorites, which is the olive wood variant. And here it is next to my second one, which was the oak, which is a surprisingly hard handle material to find for Opinel. And my fanciest, nicest one, arguably, which is one I will probably be reviewing in my next video. This is the version with the mirror finish and the Paduke wood. I'll just wipe off the fingerprints. And there you are. So, yeah, I've got 5 of these. Definitely not excessive, and the wood definitely changes how the knife looks, because even though it's the same pattern, they all look and feel slightly different. based on the woods used. And the walnut one definitely is impressive to me. I really, really like its look. Its grain is nice too. Let's just get a quick look at all of these woods next to each other. Here's the basic beech wood. Here's the walnut. This is the olive, this is the patook, and this is the oak. Let me know in the comments which wood you prefer the most. Do you like the beech, the classic oak, the darker walnut, this kind of reddish pink patook, or the really nicely grained olive? The olive is actually the nicest to hold, probably, but to look at, I always pick the patook. So let me know which one you prefer in the comments below, and whether you own any of these. And if you don't, by the way, this is the time to do so. I cannot stress how much I love these knives. I'd almost go as far to say Opinel remains, after almost a year of collecting, perhaps my favorite knife yet. Any size I like, any wood I like. Everything about these knives is just so amazing to me. They're so simple. Literally, it's wood, blade, locking ring, pin, and this outer ring, which actually serves as the lock. So really, they're just so simple, and yet they work so well. The steel on the stainless ones, I mean, it's not a super steel, but it's not bad either. This is 12C27 Sandvik. That's actually really good. I believe that's the same steel used on Swiss Army knives. And the carbon steel versions they don't use some, C70 or C75. They use XC90, which is actually a decent carbon steel. I'm not an expert on carbon by any means, but even I can tell that this stuff sharpens very fast, and it gets really sharp. This stuff is really good. So, whether you want carbon or stainless, whether you want simple or fancy, whether you want, satin or mirror, there is an Opinel knife out there that you can get, and I guarantee you will like. I'm actually on the lookout for one of their premium models, which is the number 8 with the mirror finish and ebony. Full ebony. I can't even begin to imagine how pretty that will look in person, if I can ever find one. They're always sold out wherever I look. They seem to be in high demand based on the level of luxury that comes with the wood. But that's to be expected. It's ebony. Ebony sells. Everyone loves ebony. It's kind of ridiculous. I think that, and this is a recommendation, if anyone from Opinel ever saw this video, which I doubt, I just recommend try using either box elder or mahogany. I recommend both of these woods because they're quite unique. Mahogany is kind of like a cross between patook and walnut. It's a very nice wood. I highly recommend you try it. And box elder is kind of a cross between olive and oak right here. I think it's actually quite a nice wood. I'm a bit too interested in woods. I like collecting different wooden handled knives. For example, this one right here, which is a hele, and this has curly birch. And I'm always on the lookout for new knives with new handle materials, because handle materials just make the knives more interesting. Who'd want just G10 or just carbon fiber or just micarta when you could have a whole buffet of natural handle materials? By the way, speaking of mahogany wood, I have a new knife that I will be reviewing pretty soon. This one, I'm sure a lot of you know what this is, and a lot of you don't. Let me just say, this is Santos mahogany wood right here, and this knife, this thing right here may just be my new favorite knife. I'm not sure about that yet, but just wait and see. This video will be coming pretty soon. This is not one worth missing. So, put that away. Anyways, sorry that went off on a bit of a tangent about how much I love Opinels and how much I like different handle materials, but, you know, I do. I really like Opinels, and I really like other ugh. It's always at the end of the videos where I lose my voice. And I do really like other handle materials, especially woods. So, please, if you're watching this and you have not bought an Opinel before, somehow you don't own one, I don't know why you wouldn't own one, but if you don't, do yourself and everyone who knows you a favor and buy an Opinel. Just do it. I don't care if you buy one of these. This was like 15 bucks. You can spare $15 on an Opinel carbon steel. And if you want something a bit more fancy, you know, $40, get one of these. This is a nice Paduk handled one. You've got options, whether you want oak, beech, walnut, olive, Paduk, it doesn't matter. There are always going to be options here, and there's going to be one you're going to like. So please, even if you don't want the number 6 and you want something bigger or smaller, there are other sizes. If you want smaller, there's 5, 4, 3, and 2. And if you want bigger, there's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and even a 13, which is the size of a machete. You've got options. And all of them are made in Savoie, France, and all of them are going to be made with really good quality. I've never heard of anyone getting one of these that's arrived defective or in any ways imperfect. So, do yourself a favor and go pick one of these up. You will not regret it. So, this has been my rant about how much I love Opinel knives, and in particular, this one right here, which is the number 6 with the walnut handle. Very beautiful knife, taking away the context of all the other ones. I think that this is a really nice one. You know, it's worth picking up if you know where you can get them. These are faster selling than, say, the olive or the beech, but you can still find them if you go looking. But anyway, yeah. This has been my review on the Opinel number 6 Walnut. And this is the Streaming Enderman, as always, signing off. Goodbye.